Good morning. Hey, Nikki.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Hi. So, where are you staying now? Which part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in LA right now.
Cool. So we have like opposite time zones. So we're in the
Yeah.
Philippines now. What time is it there? Around. I think it's at night there, right?
Yeah, it's 8 p.m. right now.
8 p.m. Cool. Hi. So basically, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now, and you've been active on social media. A lot of our listeners are actually your fans, and we've asked some questions from them. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm seeing a lot of questions about TikTok.
Oh,
Basically, so I went on TikTok. I tried to search videos that would have like tags in them, and I started to see like duets from your fans. Can you tell us a bit more about that? I mean, how did you end up having that kind of concept of releasing those videos on TikTok, having your fans do it? Because it came out beautifully, by the way. I didn't know so many people could sing so well and harmonize their songs, right?
for sure. Yeah, so it was honestly a team effort, you know. We were just thinking about like, you know, what should we do for this song, and yeah, it just kind of happened, you know. Is like, you know, TikTok was suggested, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I just kind of recorded that video, not thinking anything of it, you know. I kind of was just like, you know, I'll just do it and see. And then it ended up being like pretty big, and you know, a lot of people are doing it, so that was really heartwarming to see. You know, as an artist and as a writer, I love when other people sing my songs. It's just like this kind of feeling I can't really describe. It just feels, I feel very just accomplished, and just like, oh, you know, so proud on behalf of my songs that other people can resonate with them. So
I love it. Yeah, and I know the best part, I mean, this kind of feedback I've been getting on social media as well, is that you're so in touch with your fan. Like, you really acknowledge, even on Twitter, because I know you've been retweeting some of the tweets from your fans, and that's just something, I don't know, I would say like super rare now, especially for like big artists. They're still in touch with their fans, and they really take the effort to read messages from their fans and stuff like that. So what's the most interesting tweet that you've read so far from a fan? Do you remember anything recently?
Honestly, I wake up to the most funny, the most hilarious tweets ever. So,
oh my gosh, is that like your morning routine?
Yeah, it's just, you know, wake up, check Twitter, laugh for like 10 minutes, and then, you know, make breakfast. But my fans are honestly, you know, I love them so much, and I feel like we're kind of growing together. And it honestly feels like, you know, the level of support that I've received from my fans, it's just impeccable, you know, and I love hearing from them, and I feel like they're equally a part of my journey as much as anything else. You know, without the fans, there would be no NIKI, and there would be no music, you know. And so, yeah, I owe everything to them. And you know, in terms of like the craziest thing that I've ever seen, I love when they do Twitter threads of me as random things. Like once I think I saw NIKI as different phones or something, and then
they just like
they put like side by side photos of me and like phones, or like, you know, NIKI as Zepeto characters or whatever. It was so funny, and they're just the silliest fans in the world. I love them so much.
It's like you have the biggest group of friends in the world.
Exactly.
They're so invested, right?
No,
I love it.
Sure. Yeah, me too. I love it. They're so cute. I love them.
So obviously you started out young, right, in the music industry.
Yeah.
And your fans are asking about this is interesting actually, your move to the United States. So originally, if the listeners don't know, you're from Indonesia, right?
Yes, I am.
And then you had this move to LA, to the United States, totally different part of the world. The listeners, Ina is asking, how did you cope with that kind of pressure? I mean, at a young age, it's like starting a new life, and you haven't even barely started your life in Indonesia.
Definitely. You know, I was very, you know, the main purpose of me moving to the States initially was not music. It was to go to school. And so I think just with that in mind, you know, I was very gung-ho about, okay, you know, it's going to be hard being away from home, literally on the opposite side of the world, on a different continent. but I was excited because I think, you know, I was so excited for college and just like having new friends. And I love, you know, I'm somebody that loves learning. I love, you know, observing. And so I just kind of try to see it more so as like a new experience versus like losing my home, because I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, my home is always there, and my home will always, you know, I'll always wear that on my sleeve. But I just kind of was up for the new adventure. And so, yeah, that's kind of what Switchblade was about, actually. It was just kind of, when you look at the world through the eyes of a child, there's just so much wonder in the world.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, that's kind of how I approached it, was just to try and be positive and expect, you know, new adventures to come, and that really helped a lot, that kind of mindset, versus being afraid. And, you know, and it's okay to be afraid sometimes. I was definitely afraid, but yeah, just try to look at it through the eyes of a child, you know.
And you didn't let your fears hinder you from doing whatever you want. That's the mindset that I adore about you. I mean, it's such a big move, yes, and it's also like it's a big step, but your mindset was, oh, it's a new adventure, rather than, oh, wait, I'm leaving my old life. Oh, I can't let go. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right? Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And that's what your young fans are actually looking up or admiring also. It's that courage to take that next step, because you'll never know your potential until you really just take that next step, right?
Definitely, for sure. I completely agree with that.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, do you remember your first gig ever in LA? Because you obviously went for school, but when you signed up with, I would say 88 Rising, or is there any other performances you did outside before you signed?
Yeah. So I, you know, before I pursued my career in LA, I was actually singing at my school coffee shop, believe it or not. No, I don't think anybody.
Oh, what?
I think you are the very first person that I've ever revealed that to.
Okay, so when you say coffee shop, is it the cafeteria or like legit like a coffee shop where people study?
No, there was a coffee shop on campus, and you know, they set up a little music stand. So every Tuesday night, I think there would be live music, and then every other Tuesday night, I would just sign up and I would just play.
What?
That was kind of like my first few little gigs in the US, and
wow.
Yeah,
and that was for free, or was it for fun, or like did they pay?
Oh no, it was just for fun, you know. And you know, I knew a lot of the people that would come, and so they were kind of like my friends, and they would come and support.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was kind of like my first little my first few gigs in the United States.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's actually a follow-up to this one. Your listener wanted to talk about how you got so big in the United States and representation, right? Mm-hmm. It's such a big thing, especially recently in Asia and everything. Being represented at the other side of the world, seeing that, hey, you know what? It's possible for me to achieve my dreams because NIKI is doing it right now, right? Aww. NIKI is also from my part of the world. She's doing it there. It's just so nice to see that way. Do you have that kind of feeling whenever you perform still? You know, we see you probably everywhere on YouTube now. And we hear your songs on the station, like we have Switchblade, Celine, NIKI, and we're gonna talk about one more in a bit, right?
Yep.
Just those things, man. I mean, is it like a lot of pressure on you? I mean, how do you handle that kind of representation in the States?
Yeah, of course, you know, just being a public figure, period, is a lot of pressure, you know. I think, but I choose to see it more so as like as an honor, and I'm grateful that I have this platform to represent kids that look like me, because I didn't have that growing up, you know.
Yeah.
I think the, you know, the internal cry, you know, that exists within every Asian kid out there is like, what? But like, when am I gonna see somebody that looks like me on screen, though? You know. And I think sometimes that's why you can feel so separate from from the rest of the world, I think, is because you literally don't see yourself represented.
Yes.
So that's why I, really, really appreciate this opportunity that I have, and I see it as a responsibility on my end to give those kids like hope and see like, oh my gosh, okay, she looks like me, she's from where I'm from, like I can do this too, that's kind of that was my goal, is just to do that. And in terms of how I deal with it, again, it's all in your perspective, right? And so
right.
I definitely choose to look at it through the lens of, okay, this is an honor and this is my responsibility for all the other young kids out there that want to be creatives, versus like, oh my gosh, this is so much pressure. And which by the way, I still feel that way sometimes. I'm human, but I definitely see it as like, okay, I'm gonna do this for all the kids out there that look like.
Yeah, it's like you're the superhero. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
Whenever when I was a kid, I would be like, oh, who do I look up to? Probably Captain America. But no, for real though. I mean, the new generation is like super woke now, and like we're all part of that now, and it's something fresh. You get what I'm saying? It's not like a typical superhero. We look up to normal superheroes.
For sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about your newest project. So I've been doing some research, and I heard that your latest single that's going to be coming out together with your Moonchild album took one take. I'm pretty sure a lot of people ask you this already. And pressure-wise, yes, it's hard, but how were you able to manage it? Was it like just, okay, I know what to sing, I'll just sing it, done? Or was it really just planned that way?
Yeah, so for Lose, it was not planned. It was one of those things where, it was like 1 a.m. in the studio and everybody was packing up and getting ready to go home. And then it was just kind of a last minute decision to be like, hey, should we just go in there and just like sing this, and just like this? And, I was so tired and I was like, you know what, I think it's worth it. And so we went in, Bacon, the producer, he is an amazing pianist. He sat down at the piano, and then I sat down at the mic, and then we just did it one time and one time only. And then at the end of that take, I was like, okay, everybody go home, because I'm not gonna redo that, because I thought that was like, sometimes the first take is that's where the magic is,
Yes.
Because, it's the first time you've expressed all of these emotions and the melodies. And so I had no interest in doing it again. I thought the first time was so magical, and we got that. And so there you go. Now it's
an official track.
It's an official song. Yeah. And that's a great example of how, like, sometimes the less you think about it, the better it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And not to mention, that was 1 a.m. by the way.
Exactly.
That was 1 a.m.
No, but you know what? I'm Moonchild, so there you go. It's on brand for me.
That's true. So funny you mentioned Moonchild. Moonchild already out. People are going to be able to see this. What sets this apart from, I would say, your other projects?
I think Moonchild is the most metaphorical project that I've ever done. It's, lyrically, it's not so conversational and, like, oh, this happened and this happened, which I feel like a lot of my other songs are more like that. This one is open to interpretation. You could listen to it and, take away a certain message, and then your friend could listen to it and take away a different message. And I was very intentional about it because I love when songs and art in general are open-ended. I love songs that, when you listen to it, you have to think about it a little bit.
Right.
And I think those are the most stimulating songs for me. And so, like, I was very intentional in doing that, while also at the same time kind of letting go of, this idea of what I believe my music should fit under in terms of genres and labels. I also left that at the door, and I said, you know what? I'm going to just do whatever I want and write whatever I want, and feel free about it, because I think boxes and boundaries really limit art, and art is not supposed to be boxed in. It's supposed to be free and, you know, just expressive in every way possible. So yeah, that's kind of what I did, and that's how it's different from my other works.
Oh my God, Nikki, I'm just imagining your mind right now. It's like a lot of purple, blue stars, universe. I'm trying to study it. It's just so, I mean, it's just so deep. And I'm just like, I need coffee for this.
You are so funny. You're too kind. Thank you.
I love it. All right. So basically, we're going to be playing the song right now. And usually DJs would introduce songs on air. But since we're playing your song, I would actually request the singer herself to introduce our next song. And if you could give us a little background about this, and then we'll play it for you. Shall we?
Hi, this is Nikki, and you're listening to 99.5 Play FM, and this is my song Lose. It's kind of a ballad about just being stuck in a toxic limbo of, you know, staying in a situation where you're just constantly losing, and you kind of admit to yourself for the first time, like, wow, we really can't win in this, so we might as well just let go. And it's that moment of acknowledgement where everything pivots and you kind of just see things clearly for the first time and just say it as is. So that's that ballad. It's called Blues. I hope you like it.